Good morning, class. Standard 8 History. Today's chapter, the Harappan Civilizations. Chapter 1, from 3300 BC to 1700 BC. So, the Harappan Civilizations. We have these civilizations found in India. And they were great town planning, house planning, everything's planned. Today our corporations following the same rules and regulation what Harappan civilization done. The old history still we are following, our government is following. How to construct the house, how to put the road, how to plant the tree, how to save the grains, food grains, civil supplies to store. So regarding that, I will going to explain you. The Harappan was the first site was excavated, so it came to known as the Harappan civilizations. There were earlier and later cultures, often called early Harappan and late Harappan. In the same area, the Harappan civilization is sometimes called the mature Harappan culture from 2600 to 1900 BCE. To distinguish it from these cultures, the civilization existed near the river Indus and its tributaries, so it was also called the Indus Valley civilizations. Now, sources for the study of the Harappan civilization. What are the sources we had? So, archaeological department. Arcological department remains. Next will come important seals also found. The beard man, dancing girl, dockyard, and script. So we'll talk about first archaeological remains. The main sources of informations, the Great Path shows excellent engineering and sense of sanitation. Citadel shows that it was the urban civilization. It had houses of a ruling class and some important buildings such as Assembly Hall and Great Granary. Great granary means store godowns. Now, important seals. More than 2000 terracotta, sea-typed or ivory-made square or oblong seals have been discovered. Terracotta means big statue called terracottas. So, if you go in front of any Vidhan Sabha, there will be the lion, something statues kept in front of the entrance. Likewise, big terracottas. They show the culture, the civilization. They mainly indicate dresses, ornaments, hairstyles, religious beliefs, script, trade contacts, and commercial relations. Some important seals are the Pashupati seal, the unicorn seal, and the bull seal. Now, beard man. Normally they will have beard, the men's are wear. It was a stone sculpture of a man with a beard. It is of high artistic value. It resembles the statues of a yogi. It points to the existence of skilled artisans. Artisan means who make doll, who make statue. In the Harappan civilizations, next, dancing girls. Bronze figure of the dancing girl shows high degree of art of sculpture in metal. Her right hand on her hip and head slightly tilted backwards show her dancing posture. It reveals that Harappan people were fond of singing and dancing. Now I'll come to the dockyard. The dockyard suggests that Harappan people practiced navigations on the coast of the Arabian Sea. Dockyard means port, where the ship will be anchored, where ship will be tied, big ships. That is called dockyard. It was excavated besides river Sabarmati. Sabarmati means which in Gujarat. There is a Mahatma Gandhi ashram, Sabarmati ashram, which has since changed course. The structure design shows the Harappans had though knowledge of tides, etc. Sea wave tides, how it is comes. Now I'll come to the script. The script was a pictographic, since its signs represent birds, fish, and varieties of human forms. The script is found inscribed on the number of seals of copper and terracotta, jewelry, etc. So these are the script. Next we'll see the origin and extent. It is essentially an Indian origin. After the partition of India, its main centers of civilization such as Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, that is a picture, Hindi picture has released on the based on these sites. The Chandran-daro and Sudkan-daro were left in Pakistan. It is now in Pakistan, these three in Pakistan. It extended from Sukta Jandor in the west of Alimgrip, the east, and from Manda in the north of Bagatrao in Narmada estuary in the south. Narmada river in the south side. If we go to Tamil Nadu side, we will get Narmada. Now, urban planning. The urban means city planning. How they constructed the house and road, drainage, dwelling houses, the great path, great granary, the assembly hall. First, town planning. Cities were built according to a well-designed plan. They were divided into two main sections, the citadel and the lower town as the protection against the flood. Harappan sites were among the largest settlement of the Chalcolithic period anywhere in the world. Indus people were primarily urban and their cities were designed skillfully. The streets divided the entire city into the square or rectangular blocks, each of which was further divided by a number of lanes. The main streets were wide and straight and intersected each other at the right angles. Fire-burnt bricks, which are used for paving the streets. Normally, if you see the drainage, when you drainage gutter, the corporation people will construct that stone, brick stone, red color. That is burned stone, bricks. They will construct it. Won't dilute in water or something. It will be stay strong. The corners of the streets were rounded off to make it easy for movement of heavy carts. Houses were not allowed to encroach upon the street. Nowadays, if you give the free land means 2 feet, they will encroach further. The road is 20 feet means they will come to the road and construct it. Nowadays, it's happening everywhere in India. Now, we'll talk about the drainage system. The drainage system was elaborate. A brick-lined drainage channel followed alongside every street. The house drains were connected to the underground main drains, which opened into large brick culverts on the outskirts of the city. Now all in Bangalore Drainage will go to some outer city. It will form there, drain out through pipe. Likewise, they made it. There were the manholes at the regular intervals, like a chamber. Manholes mean chamber. To clean the something is a blockage in the chamber, the machine will go and clean it. Use of covered drain to carry wastewater was the unique feature of Harappan town planning. The systematic drainage system is every city shows that the people paid great attention to sanitation and health. Now, dwelling houses. The big houses, how they constructed. The dwelling houses were situated on either side of the street. They were made of burnt bricks of higher quality. Rooms were built around an open courtyard. The houses had wells and bathrooms and were provided with covered drains connected to the street drains. The bathroom was placed on the street side with the corner sloping floor for draining of water. Normally every house will have water level which side should go down to drain water. Normally used in bathroom somewhere, in kitchen also is there, sink will go, water will mix with the wastewater pipe. Now I'll talk about the Great Bath, B-A-T-H. It consists of an open quadrangle with verandas on its four sides, and at back of the three of the verandas were various galleries and rooms. There was a large swimming enclosure in the center of the quadrangle. At either end there was a raised platform with a flight of steps leading down to the pool. The walls of the pool were made waterproof using specially made bricks and gypsum mortar. The pool was cleaned periodically. It is supposed to be used during any religious or royal ceremony. Now, great granary. It was meant to store food grains. It was built on raised platforms for the founding grains and to protect from floods. It considered two blocks with an aisle between them. Each block had 6 halls with corridors and ventilation to prevent grain from becoming mildewed. There were barracks-like quarters for workmen. Next, I'll come to the Assembly Hall. Assembly Hall was probably the ruler's court or used as a municipal office also. It was a pillared hall with long corridors and low benches. Clean bagged bricks were used to construct these pillars. The burnt bricks called clean bricks. Bagged. Clean bagged means nicely heated and bring it. Normally you see in the roadside the corporation people construct the manhole drainage hole, which is chamber plate you call. Underneath they'll construct. It won't so soon it will get spoiled. It will come for a long time. Trade work. What is the trade of Harappan civilizations? Harappan, what is their trade? They are very much intelligently and advanced technology they are used. The people of the Indus Valley had a commercial contact with the southern and eastern India, Kashmir, and with the countries of Asia. They imported various metal, precious stones and other articles. They carried on trade with Egypt and Crete. Harappan seals were found at Bahrain and Mesopotamian cities. This concluded their extensive overseas trade. Lapis lazuli, that means a bright blue stone used in ornaments. was imported from Central Asia, gold from Karnataka, and possibly copper and tin from Mesopotamia. The representation of a masterless ship on a seal suggests the popularity of sea routes. The people of Indus Valley used weights and measurements in their business transactions. Bullock carts with or without the rope were the cheap means of conveyance. That means they used bullock carts. They used ship without mast. Mast means the center in the ship. Normal olden days, the center pole will be there. They use the sea route and the transaction all. They had weight and measurements. In Government of India, Government of Karnataka also, there is a department, weight and measurements department. That is, if you buy any material from the shop, like a chips packet, we are getting the chips packet 100 grams, mean 100 grams should be there. If they are making 80 grams and selling as 100 grams, that also criminal. That is suppose only the measurement, weight and measurement department is there in government. They will go and check the quantity of the items. Next, I'll go to art and craft. This is also important. The art of sculpture. The discovery of status of figurines in terracotta, stone and even metal shows a high degree of development in the art of sculpture. Sculpture in metal, a bronze figure of a dancing girl with her right hand on a rape in a dancing posture has been found. The standing girl is shown wearing necklaces and bangles made of ivory or bone. It indicates that people were fond of jewelry. Her hair is neatly fashioned in the form of a bun, like ladies will wear backside bun type. That is called, what do you call it, is the pony hair, tied together and put on like a tenicoid ball, ring type. They used a special process in which the wax figures were covered with a coating of clay. Beside the figurine, the bronze figures of buffalo and humped bull are very artistically designed. Humped bull means the bullock. The bull have back side little bit taller than back side. The hump will be humps type. Normally you see in the bull on the roadside or in village side, maximum at the village side. They'll have the back side, it's a hump type, it is high. Above the back side, behind the head, there is a 1 feet or 2 feet away, there is a hump will be there, hump curved, hump shape. A high place, that is a bull. Next, sculpture in terracotta. Terracotta figures of the mother goddess, the symbol of abundance, fertility and prosperity, discovered from Mohenjo-daro, are exquisite pieces of art. Terracotta figure of a bull with a cord around its neck and its head turned towards the right is significant, as it shows the great consent of the sculptor of anatomical details. A sculpture in stone, statue of nobleman or the priest wearing a shawl over the left shoulder under the right arm, his eyes are half closed and his beard is neatly trimmed, is a great significance. Male torso in red stone with socket holes in the neck and shoulders for the attachment of head and arms show the excellence in the sculptures. Now, art of carving. The figures of animal carved on the seals show high degree of excellence. Figures of various animals such as bull, the buffalo, the bison, the elephant, and the mythological unicorn were engraved. Art of the pottery. Pottery means the pot making, clay pot. Excellent work of Indus Valley potters have been discovered. They made pottery of various shapes and size of the potter's wheel. The discovery of pottery clean reveals that pottery was bowled with great care and skills. Now, art of spinning. Discovery a large number of spindles indicates that the spinning of cotton and wool was common. A spindle and spindle wheels were made of terracotta or porcelain. Next, art of painting. They painted geometrical patterns in the variety of colors on pottery. Different designs and figures of men and animals, birds and trees were also painted on earthenware. That means normally if you take Ganesha idol, if Ganesha festival comes, they will go and buy in market. If you see all the pottery work, artwork, they'll paint it, what are the colors to attract the people. Likewise. Next, art of metal craft. They possessed technical skill in producing beautiful jewelry, in boring carnelian head beads, in the casting metals and in alloys. Execute designs of gold ornaments like necklace, armbands, bangles, gridless, silver bracelets, and earrings. Reveal their excellence in the metallurgy. The use of copper and bronze point to a great degree of technical ability in working with metals. Now we'll come to the art of writing and script. They were involved in pictorial. That means picture then writing. Pictorial writings. Seals throw light on its art, and inscriptions have been engraved with the figures of men and animals. Pictorial script had not yet been described. According to some scholars, it was from right to left, but some cases it was right from left to right. Now, religions. Knowledge of religions, beliefs of the Indus Valley people has been derived mainly from the seals, figurines, and the Great Path. And no big structures like temples have so far been discovered in any of these cities. The Harappan religion was polytheistic, which means that these people believed in more than one god. The Harappan people believed in image worship. A remarkable figure of male deity is identified as Lord Shiva. Now, causes of decline of Harappan civilization. So gradually it came down, the vanished from the universe. How? Let us see. The Harappan civilization declined abruptly. Many causes were responsible for it. First one, regular floods, foreign innovations, earthquakes and epidemics, overgrazing of grasslands, destruction of forest, change of the course of the Indus. Now, timeline of events. Beginning of Indus Valley civilizations, 3300 BC. The rise of cities and towns, Mohenjo-daro and Harappan, 300 BC. The first sign of urbanization in Indus Valley, 250 BC to 260 BC, earliest use of script. Mohenjo-daro was discovered by Rakuldas Banerjee in 1922 BC and 1921 BC. Harappa as the first site was discovered by Rai Bahadur Daya Ram Sayani. Harappan civilization came to be revealed under Sir Morgan Marshall, the Director General of the Arcological Survey of India, in 1901. In 1862 BC, the remains of the Indus Valley civilization were first noticed by the archaeologist Alexander Cunningham. Now his name only is Cunningham Road in Bangalore is there on his name. Declines of Indus Valley civilization from 1800 BC to 1700 BC. So this is the Harappan civilizations. Mainly for your studies, you have to make their urban planning, civilizations, town planning. Normally, the Great Path, we have to learn about the Great Path, Citadel regarding seals, Beard Man, Dancing Girl, Dockyard, Script, Origin, Extent, Urban Planning, Trade, Art and Craft, and its decline. These are for your studies. What are the heading I told you? You have to follow for your exam. Rest of all, not necessary. Only that point heading only you have to read. I'll send you the copy of this book, the lesson. You can note down that, according that answer that. Good morning class. Stay safe, stay at home.